Hello there. It's always a joy being with you, sharing tidbits on fundraising and financing, particularly for the non-profit, social enterprise, and non-governmental organizations. An issue that is of particular concern to me are the dwindling contributions that come into this sector over a period of time recently. And this, of course, can be attributed to quite a couple of reasons. One, of course, I want us to deal with today, to talk about today, has to do with the abilities, the proficiency levels of the staff of this sector. And that is, we're talking about the non-profit sector, the social enterprise sector, and the non-governmental organization sector. Of course, this expands right across even to educational institutions, particularly tertiary education, in that capacity. Now, one of the attributes of a proficient fundraiser is that a proficient fundraiser is essentially a people's person. You must have an outstanding people skills ability. You must have an ability to relate with people across every sphere of society. You must have the ability, you should not be cowed or more or less embarrassed by going out there to ask for funding for your organization for, the causes for which your organization is pursuing. The second attribute is that as a staff of the non-profit sector, you must learn to be dedicated to your purpose. You must be dedicated to the extent that you identify very closely with your organizational goals and objectives, and be ready to go beyond your immediate brief to be able to bring in the required funding that your organization needs. And of course, the third point is that you must be tenacious and you must have the fortitude. They must not just be tenacious, but you must have the fortitude to power through, to drive through your quest for funding. You should not be more or less restricted by the experiences that you go through. Even when you are turned down at certain places, you must be tenacious enough, to rise up and more or less go after what you need for your organization. And the fourth point, of course, is that you must be determined. You must be determined, you must be resolute. Resoluteness and determination, are key words to be able to get the kind of funding that your organization needs, to achieve its organizational goals. And then, of course, the fifth point is that you must have the moral character, the candor, the honesty, because these are things which your potential funders look out for as you represent your organization in trying to raise funding. Join me in part 2 for another 5 points that you need to be a successful and world-class fundraiser. Thank you.